Okay, so this is part 2 of this video. I'm going to start with the two simple skirts first. This is a skirt I just recently made. It is also a gathered skirt, and I made it with a small waistband just to kind of give an idea of what it looks like. The waistband is about maybe 1.5 inches. It's a gathered skirt because it has these gathers up here. Now, this skirt has a zipper in the back. I didn't put the hook and eye in it yet. The hook and eye is a little thing that goes here that attaches it to this side to close this part up. This was a very simple gathered skirt that I made. It was some fabric that someone had gave me, so I don't know how much the fabric was for, but I think it's like a polyester cotton blend or some sort. It's very lightweight. This too is also a skirt. Now this one is a little different. This I don't want to say it's a gathered skirt. This is actually a circle skirt. And it's called a circle skirt because the way it's made, it does have a little bit of a gather at the top because it has elastic in the waist. But when it's placed on, this elastic stretches out and you don't really see those gathers anymore. This one has a lot of flare to it. I didn't hem it at the bottom yet. It has a lot of flare to it, and it's I made this one from a very lightweight fabric, almost like the type of fabric you put on that lining of a jacket or something. But it's just a sample. But I've worn it a couple times with a slip underneath. So these two skirts are a little less expensive. However, they're very basic. This skirt, I was going to add pockets to it, but to keep down the cost, if you're ever making a gathered skirt for a customer or a client, you probably don't want to add pockets, and you probably don't want to add a lining if they just want just a skirt. And you want to see how you want to do the waistband. Sometimes the waistband requires interfacing because you want that stiffness to keep the waistband from crinkling or bending over. But this is a very basic gathered skirt. For this skirt, I would probably only charge maybe about $35 because it does still have detail. It has a zipper installed. It has the waistband that has to be separately attached, the gathers that have to be done. That stuff is work and it costs labor, and it also has a hem at the bottom. So a skirt like that, very basic, no pockets, gathered skirt, depending on the length, I would probably charge about $35. This one, very basic circle skirt, probably wouldn't charge as much. This one could be anywhere from $25 to $30 depending on what the client wants. Basically what you do is there's a way that you have to cut the fabric so that it comes out in a complete circle, and as long as you have the client's measurement, then you can determine how big of this part needs to be around the waist. And then what you do is you install the the skirt is already completely sewn together, and if you're not going to put a zip or anything in it, all you have to do is just get the elastic, and then you sew the elastic on the inside of it. There's two ways or a few ways you can actually install the elastic. So as you can see, very basic skirts, look sort of similar. It will take a little labor to do them, but it won't take as long. Fabric, depending on the client, you can get whatever the client wants. But something like this can run you anywhere between $25 to $40, okay? All right. Part 2 of gathered skirts.